And we are back previewing the EPL, which returns on Wednesday. Two matches, the four clubs who have their game in hand, and we're going to preview both matches for you. Joining me, we've got Des Corkill, we've got Keeshaanan, and we've also got Gogulan, our resident Aston Villa fan. And that's the game we're starting with, Gogs. Aston Villa currently in 19th. Take on Sheffield United. It's a Thursday 1 a.m. kickoff. Now, let's set the scene a little. Before the break, Villa lost 4 in a row. They slipped down to 19th, but maybe the enforced break has come at a good time. You've got players back, and what's the outlook from the Villa fan point of view, Gogulan?
Like you said, that break came in really handy because now we got McGinn back and we got Wesley back. Like 4 games in a trot, really, we were down. And honestly, as a Villa fan, we didn't deserve to stay in the league if we were playing really this kind of football. With teams, and Sheffield United has set the standard for teams coming up. I mean, look at that. And we're playing Sheffield United now, and they are going to be gunning for a Champions League spot. And we are trying to stay in. We spent so much money, bought a couple of players. We still don't know what system we are playing at the back. We keep changing it around. We got to stop conceding silly goals. We play such good football, but then we concede such silly goals at the back. And this league is unforgiving in at this level. So, you know, I'm just hoping that we get home advantage is gone now.
Yeah.
Also, you know, we really had really good home advantage, and that's gone now because there's no fans and everything. That might be a pro, it might be a con. I'm not sure yet with the Premier League. Grealish still pulling the string, so yeah, I have to be positive. You know, but
Well, when you've got Jack Grealish, he's a star, but Joe McGinn is massive. He's better than Danny Drinkwater, isn't he, Des?
Poor old Danny Drinkwater. He gets a lot of stick. So Danny Drinkwater had a couple of terrific seasons, and then he was expected to kick on and become a world-class player and didn't. I'm just thinking, sorry, my focus was more on Sheffield United, and I'm wondering if they're going to be able to maintain their remarkable start, because Sheffield United are in touching distance of a Champions League place, and they've done it in a strange old way. They've been nice to watch, but boring at the same time. They get defenders forward, but when a defender goes forward, others drop in to cover, which is great teamwork. But the end result hasn't been for great entertainment. They've only scored 30 goals, I think, but their defensive record is very good. Now, if they've been able to maintain that same momentum from before the break, it's a 3-month break, let's not forget. So the teams are almost starting afresh. Then they could really cause an upset. They could get one of the big 6 to be out of the Champions League. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. Well, let's concentrate a bit on Sheffield United. Keish, certainties for relegation when the season began. Like everyone's saying, they're now chasing a Champions League spot. Big news is that Dean Henderson has been renewed, the Man United on-loan goalkeeper. They're looking good. Do you reckon they'll achieve top 6, top 4?
That's the most exciting part, Ross, because we have absolutely no idea. As Des pointed out, this is like a whole new season starting all over again. And it really matters what kind of preparation went into the season. And you've got to treat it like a compressed 10-game or an 8-game new season, because everything that counts now is who gets off the block the quickest, because that particular club will then have that momentum to sort of end the season really, really strongly. And for Sheffield United, make no mistakes, I was one of them who expected Sheffield to go down. When you looked at the sort of business that they were making in the transfer market before the season started, I thought to myself, okay, maybe this is going to be a bit difficult. But honestly, I'm glad to be eating my words, because Chris Wilder has been absolutely phenomenal. British managers get a lot of stick for supposedly being old school, for supposedly not having the tactical innovation that managers from continental Europe generally have. But Chris Wilder has just completely shut all those arguments down with such an innovative brand of football and is this tactical ingenuity that has propelled Sheffield United to 7th place. We've heard all about it, right? Your overlapping fullbacks. We've heard about how he uses Oliver Norwood at the heart of that midfield. And it's a really, really positive thing to see from a British manager. And I think for neutrals, we saw the Leicester City story and we all enjoyed it. And this is not quite the Leicester City story, but it's up there for a team like Sheffield United to just be promoted and be pushing for a Champions League. It's absolutely incredible. And I genuinely hope, from the point of view of a neutral, I genuinely hope they do it, even if it comes at the expense of Man United. Honestly, Ross, like, who wouldn't want to see Sheffield United in the Champions League? Question is though, can they get off the block quickly? Because that'll be the biggest challenge.
Plus, they've got to start winning more games, I think, Ross.
Yeah.
They've drawn a lot. And as you come into the final 10 match of the season, it's the wins that will propel you rather than the draws.
Yeah, okay, well, this game is going to be crucial for both ends of the table then. It's the first game back for us, EPL followers. It's 19th spot Aston Villa versus 7th place Sheffield United. It's a 1 a.m. kickoff on Thursday morning. The other game straight after that at 3:15, you've got 2nd place Man City against Arsenal in 9th. Pep Guardiola lost his mum to the coronavirus. Mikel Arteta was the first manager who contracted the disease, and that pretty much brought around the shutdown of the league. But that aside, there's Man City versus Arsenal is a standout game at any time of the season.
Certainly is, and I think what we will find out here is how good Mikel Arteta is in these next 10 games. He's still on probation by many Arsenal fans. Highly touted in the game, obviously worked under Pep Guardiola. Has he had an opportunity to work out how best to utilise Lacazette and Aubameyang up front and the kids coming through? Has he worked out how to sort out these silly goals that they've conceded? Because they're currently, 9th in the table. Even though Arteta only took over halfway through, all coaches effectively had a pre-season. So if they don't come out absolutely flying, I think questions will be asked about Mikel Arteta. The problem he's got is that his first game is Man City. Man City will not want to give up the title easily. Yeah, everyone's saying Liverpool 25 points clear, 2 more victories and that's it. But Man City will push them as much and as hard as they possibly can. They're a brilliant team. But my question on this is Mikel Arteta the real deal?
Yeah, fair question as well. Let's take a look at Man City then, Gogs. In the reverse match, it was a Kevin De Bruyne masterclass. He scored 2. He set one up for Raheem Sterling. I mean, you look, if City have had a pre-season like Arsenal, and if they've done it right with Pep, they'd be quite formidable, wouldn't they?
They are. I mean, I beg disagree that City are going to give Liverpool a push. I think City have already given up the Premier League. You know, it's the Champions League now or nothing for them. And I don't know in what aspect the Champions League is going to be. So it's going to be actually a shorter Champions League, which is actually makes sense for them now. So I think they will be more concentrating on the Champions League. This is going to be one of their best shots for the Champions League. So, and you know, I don't really think I know they've given up the league already. It's going to take a catastrophic self-implosion of Liverpool for anything to happen right now. And every football fan knows that. And I think all City players know that also. Yes, in the PR thing to say is they will be pushing them to the limit, but I personally don't think they are.
2020, Gogs, and you're taking things for granted after all that's happened this year.
And that's honestly the point, Ross. Like, if you look at, I mean, if you remember the glimpses that we got of Pep Guardiola and the kind of perspectives that he tries to drill into his players through the All or Nothing Amazon Prime's TV show. I think Guardiola is the kind of guy who will always try to find a way to sort of drill his players. And I think the most fascinating bit about Man City and the context of how the league is restarting is, okay, you're so many points behind Liverpool, but you've got a considerable amount of games to play.
Yeah.
How do you drill into the players that there's something to be done? There's something to be accomplished. Because I don't think Pep is the kind of guy who is willing to just throw in the towel and just let, the game stick by itself. I think he's a very competitive guy. He likes to portray himself as a nice guy, but he's ultra competitive. And I think that ultra competitiveness will sort of push him to find a way to get his players to drive. And I agree with Des. I mean, I think obviously Liverpool are like, they're just sort of just crawling towards the title at this point. But this is 2020, Ross. We've seen so much in the last 4 months. And at this point, if Liverpool self-capitulate, I wouldn't even be surprised anymore.
Well, Godzilla will...
That would be a party in the streets of Manchester.
No, forget that. We've got Godzilla versus King Kong to look forward to or something. It's 2020. All right, let's wrap up this little preview then with predictions from everybody. And we're going to start with you, Des. Villa against Sheffield United. Score prediction, please.
Goalless, I'm afraid. We're going to get off to a damn squib because Villa are desperate for the points. Sheffield United don't score enough goals. So goalless for me, or at the very best, a low-scoring draw.
What about you, Gogs? Surely the Villa.
2-1 to the Villa. 2-1 to the Villa. You heard it here first. McGinn, trademark free kick. And hopefully Wesley.
With an assist from Jack Grealish, undoubtedly.
True.
Sheffield United to win then, huh?
Yeah, I'm a big Sheffield United fan, and I think Chris Wilder is going to be silencing everyone yet again. Sheffield United to win this one 2-0.
I'm going to text you. I'm going to text you in the morning.
All right, quick round for Man City versus Arsenal. Then, Des, what's going to happen?
Man City. They're used to playing in front of empty stadiums, so that won't really make a difference to them.
Wow.
How long have you been waiting to say that?
Wow.
Waiting all along to show.
Coach, City, Arsenal.
City, 2-0.
And Keish?
Yeah, I think I can't see a way Arsenal get something out of this. I think City will dominate this one and get a win as well.
That's the football you've got to look forward to this week. For now, let me thank the guys. Thanks to Des, thanks to Keish, thanks to you, Gogs, as well. Thanks to everybody for listening. Of course, we'll be back next week. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Now then, it's 20. The referee looks at his watch.